All right, guys, before we get into today's episode of Group Chat, I'm your boy Pete, and if you're new here, you need to understand that I'm the guy that reads the ads. Let's not get things confused, okay? This is about the only job I have around here, so I nail these things like none other. Today's episode is brought to you by Raycon. Raycon earbuds are fantastic earbuds just for you. Whether you're working from home or working on your fitness, you want to be listening to what you are listening to. Not what's happening around you, not the kids' noises, not the work environment around, not the construction outside your window. You want to be hearing what's inside your earbuds. Everyone needs a great pair of wireless earbuds, but before you go dropping hundreds of dollars on a pair, you need to check out wireless earbuds from Raycon. You already know Raycon earbuds start at about half the price as any other premium wireless earbuds on the market, and that they sound just as amazing as other top audio brands you know. Their new model, the Everyday E25 earbuds, are their best ones yet, with 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth audio pairing, more bass, and more compact design that gives you a nice, noise-isolating fit. Raycon's wireless earbuds are so comfortable and perfect for your conference calls or binging podcasts. Get it? Podcasts? Okay. Unlike your other wireless options, Raycon earbuds are both stylish and discreet with no dangling wires or stems to distract anyone during your video calls. Celebrities just like J.R. Smith are obsessed with Raycons. Pick up your pair and see what the hype is all about. Guys, now's the time to get the latest and greatest from Raycon. Get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/group. That's buyraycon.com/group for 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds. Buyraycon.com/group. RAYCON. Okay, let's get into today's episode.
Hey guys, happy Monday.
Monday, Tuesday, happy days.
Nice.
Wednesday, Thursday, happy days.
Quarantine days.
Yeah.
Cases are through the roof. We're setting records every day.
We're number one.
You want to know what's crazy to me is that, like, to understand that of all of this time when we've all went through our different phases of paranoia, fear, safety precautions, all that stuff, other than, I would say, February, when we didn't really know, this is the most dangerous time.
But you wouldn't know.
That it's ever been. But you would never know.
Because we just opened and we don't care anymore.
I see you're wearing your mask.
Yeah, my mask's around
Trump
my
style.
Yeah, Trump style.
I'm trying to do
The
a
beard
podcast.
cover. But isn't that kind of sketchy? You know, like we're so used to it now. I remember in March, I was like washing my hands after opening my groceries.
Yeah.
And now I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I think what got me was Pete and Taylor.
You really think?
Yeah.
No.
I think just like you guys are so close and you've been like so reckless with your treatment of this virus.
Look, I think
And
you're
I think
fine.
so fuck it.
You're going to be fine.
Yeah,
You can get it.
Yeah.
You can test positive.
But I have
don't
talked
think-
to some people who have had it and like I don't want what they had.
Like just the symptoms.
Yeah, just 2 weeks of fever and like.
And by the way, you can't leave your house. Like I have friends right now who tested positive, and you know.
No, you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
But we also know people who are.
Yes.
You and I know somebody that.
Yeah, and I know.
But you're not supposed to even be like with your loved one.
Yeah, and so imagine 2 weeks if you actually follow the protocol.
That's torture.
Alone, potentially in your room by yourself.
I'd go crazy.
That is torture with fevers.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah,
And,
like you can't even. No one can
trouble
console
sleeping.
you.
Yeah.
No pay to console.
No, I don't.
Bet you're getting this coronavirus. Get in here.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, it's almost football time.
Yeah.
Do they care?
Are we ready for some football?
Are we ready for some nothing?
Well, speaking of sports, so football is supposed to go to training camp. NBA starts in like 10 days.
That's shut down week
Yes.
2.
I think
We're going to
first
see
game-
at least one game.
We'll see some games.
We'll see one. Yeah.
I don't know if we'll see a title.
I'll tell you what. If the ratings are like 20 million viewers per game, they're just going to be like, whatever. This is nuts. It's a
But
cash
the players don't care. That's the problem. Players don't care what the ratings are.
Yeah, they're
NBA.
getting paid the same.
The league cares. The coaches or the
No,
owners care.
but I think they'll.
No, so here's the I think why players will care, because the next season they're expecting no fans again.
Yeah.
And 40% of the NBA's revenue is fans
Yeah.
and concessions and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you tell the league your salary's being cut in half, the players,
Yeah.
because the money's coming. The owners aren't eating it.
Totally.
No
As
way.
they shouldn't. As they shouldn't.
Yeah, the owners aren't eating it, and they're gonna say if league revenue's down 40%, salaries are down 40%.
Yeah. That's true.
And that's the only way you can convince them. And
But I don't think they think like that. I think they're like, fuck it, we're the players, we have the power. We're not showing up. Pay me.
You better sell those rights to China.
They might be down.
That could.
We know
China
LeBron's
will
down
fit
for
the
it.
difference. He goes, you know what? You guys just don't talk about us again. We'll cover the
if
gap.
they allowed,
LeBron's in.
they could make up the revenue. I think if you allowed players to gamble on other games, and you could follow them on DraftKings or like FanDuel,
Yeah.
just be like, oh, LeBron
On
thinks
Twitch.
the Celtics are going to beat the Sixers,
Yeah.
and then everyone puts money on the Celtics,
That
and
would
if he's
be
right
fun.
or
I
wrong.
would love that.
If LeBron bet on the game and then Twitch streamed watching it, be
Yeah.
bigger than the
They got to break
Super
some
Bowl.
rules. Get disrupt a little bit.
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
industry
yeah.
disrupts. Let
I
the
agree.
players bet on games. Pete Rose had it right.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna if eventually if they go to war with China and they can't make revenue there, there's no fans, there's no this. It's just gonna be like you can have a cocktail in the middle of the game, you can order the same drink LeBron drinks at halftime.
Remember
Yeah.
LeBron when he
Yeah.
walked in with the glass of wine?
Yeah.
When he was injured.
yeah.
It's gonna be like LeBron smoking a blunt at halftime.
Fuck it, you can too. What
Brought
state
to
are
you
we
by
in?
Palms.
I actually think that's how you make up the 40% revenue. Let the players bet on the games, and you can follow the play. You pay for picks, right? If you could pay the NBA for Russell Westbrook's picks, do you know how many people would do that?
Oh, all day, because Russell knows.
Yeah, you'd make it up.
And so the NFL players are all tweeted out on Sunday like, we want to play, but we need some clarity. So everyone kind of was like, what's going on? Why are the players complaining? People don't like when millionaires complain, right?
Yeah, I've kind of noticed that's a thing.
Yeah. So JJ Watt came out and just articulated very clearly what the players want. They go, we want to play. We want to be as safe as possible. The NFL can mandate that players show up to training camp regardless if any agreement has been reached between the NFL and NFLPA. We still have not been granted the full and proper training camp acclimation period necessary as recommended by the medical and training staffs. We still do not know if there will be daily testing, every other day testing. We still do not know, and it just goes on. We still don't know how the positive COVID test will be handled. So this is just not an NFL problem. This is everyone who has an employee problem.
Yeah.
And we're going to see it play out with some of the richest people in America, which are athletes. And they are very powerful. And I think they're going to actually dictate how corporate America actually reopens, because the players are pretty much telling you, we want to play. Like I assume a lot of employees, we want to go back to the office. I'm sure some don't, some whatever. You can argue that. But they want some normalcy. The problem is even as an employer, we don't know how to do it yet, right? NFL has the financial resources to properly bring people back, which is test the shit out of everyone, contact trace, do whatever you have to do. So, I mean, the players are kind of, I'm with the players on this. There's no clarity from ownership or the teams or the NFL on how they're going to, if you get tested positive, what happens?
Yeah, I don't get how they don't have a plan. So the NFL has had 4 months to watch how the NBA is doing things, MLB, PGA, NASCAR, MLS, all the soccer leagues in Europe.
I'll tell you why. Most NFL owners are MAGA, and their supreme leader said, don't worry.
Yep.
We're fine.
We need football back.
Football's back. Don't worry about how we're all going to be playing football in September. So they probably didn't think. They probably thought it doesn't really apply to us.
It's just the arrogance, but then the
I
other
think
side of the coin is the players have realized they have power.
Yeah.
So Patrick Mahomes being on that NFL video for Black Lives Matter forced the NFL for the first time in history to say Black Lives Matter, Colin Kaepernick was in the right.
Yep.
Yes.
Which was groundbreaking.
Yep.
And now the players are like, oh, we do have power.
Yeah, the NFL's going to regret that, I think.
They should
They're like, shit.
Because
it's every superstar is tweeted.
Yeah,
Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, JJ Watt, you name it.
And this
Every
is way
freaking
different
superstar.
because, the Black Lives Matter movement was really about the black athletes asking for, and of course there was white athletes in that conversation. This is all, every single white superstar has come out and said, what are we going to do about it too?
What's Drew Brees saying?
He said.
Did he?
Yeah.
He's early on this one.
Yeah, he was early.
Good job, Drew.
I thought Drew was like, you know what? It's a hoax.
Yeah, it's like, whatever.
If you want to just say impact to the game, and this is why I think LeBron is the GOAT, is he taught athletes that you have the power.
Yeah.
So LeBron controls the NBA.
Yeah.
When LeBron said we're playing,
And all those other rookies were like, "Hey, get your bags back."
LeBron said.
and I think the NFL is finally learning, like, you're the talent. We're turning in to see Patrick Mahomes play on Sunday, not Robert Kraft.
And not the Chiefs.
It's true.
We're not.
No
one was watching the Chiefs.
No, and owners need to realize, like, sure, you're financially the one benefiting from this, but you're not the story.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's true. It's changing. And I think like this coronavirus stuff hit right as it was accepted that it's changing. And so now we'll see. But I just don't see how the NBA is going to get through more than a couple weeks. I don't see how the NFL, I mean, what's going to happen. People are going to show up to training camp and it's going to be like, oh, there's a corona outbreak in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization. It's going to be the same as when Trump and them went to that rally and it was like, oh, all the staffers, all the Secret Service, whatever. The moment that happens, a ball boy gets it and passes it to this, to that, it's all shut down.
Yeah.
It's so like flimsy.
And coaches are old in the NFL.
Coaches are old, and the staff size of an NFL, think about it. How many, I think there's 48 people on the roster.
55 or 58 or something.
50-something people on the roster, plus so many coaches, so many training people. Yeah. You're talking 100+ people.
Probably more.
Per team.
Per
over team.
So on any given game, there's 250 people.
On both sides, yeah.
Combined interacting.
I mean, there's gonna be outbreaks everywhere. Every time they do one of these sporting events, someone shows up with the Rona. Like all the UFC ones, fights get canceled.
Yeah. Did they have one last night?
Russell Wilson. I don't know. I saw people posting.
Yeah.
Maybe they did. But
this is people beating the shit out of each other
it's
all the time.
Abu Dhabi. Who knows what's going on?
Totally. I think everything's still on Fight Island. I don't know. But anyway, every time you do one of those, someone shows up with it. So, of course, it's going to spread throughout that thing.
Yeah, I think this is going to be. I think you just have to assume that this is the actual way of life for the foreseeable future, and you have to adjust accordingly. Like, even if there is a vaccine, here's the questions on the vaccine: how long will it take to administer to everybody? And everyone could take a year, 2 years, who knows?
Does it work?
Like, even flu vaccine, most of those are like 50% effective. Yeah. And I was listening to a doctor speak today, and he was like, 50% is like probably where we're going to be at with this first round of vaccine. It's going to be a while to develop something like how we have for MMR and all the other vaccines, where it's 100% or 99.9.
And it sounds like as it mutates, you have to. I think every year. I mean, the flu vaccine is different.
Yes, it's completely different, and that's still only like.
Yeah. You have to assume this thing's going to mutate.
Yeah, it already has.
Common sense.
They already call it like the London strain, the Italy strain, the Wuhan strain. There's already differences.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I know nothing. That's exactly where my knowledge peaks out. It just seems really fucking hard.
Yeah.
And all we know anecdotally is people's experiences have been different.
Yeah.
So in March, it seemed really, really rough on whoever got it then. Now we're hearing folks that get it and it's not as rough. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Is that enough data to actually extrapolate anything?
Yeah.
No idea.
And then we have to, I'm more curious if we can get through the summer and it's like minimal kind of, like, yes, a lot of people got infected, but the severe cases are minimal. What happens in the winter? Does it just go fucking nuts?
Yeah,
that's what everyone says.
Yeah, because everyone's gonna be indoors.
Yeah. So you just have to realize that like in a city like LA or California, anything indoor with a lot of people is kind of off limits for the foreseeable future. And I'm not saying till the end of this year. Like, I'm saying,
I think the earliest we have mass indoor gatherings, summer 2022.
wow, that's 2 years.
That's optimistic. Yes. Mass indoor?
Like, I'm going to go
Staples Center concert.
Correct. Midsummer 2022.
It's funny that already feels impossible.
It's 2 years from now.
No, but I mean,
I hear you.
But I mean, thinking of going to Staples Center, the way that feels, cramming in, getting into your seat, it feels like that will never happen again.
Yeah.
Like, it feels crazy.
Yeah.
Or walking through a packed nightclub sounds insane.
Oh my God.
Sounds like a death wish.
Yeah. What are you doing tonight?
I died. Like, think about like how to get to the table at 11. What you have to go through.
Oh my God.
It's war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Okay. Well, we'll see how long it takes. But the other thing that we're not talking about is school. Mm-hmm. I feel like everyone's also trying to figure that out. Like, it's similar to football. Mm-hmm. Some people are saying that they'll be back. We have the benefit of right now everyone's on summer break, so no one has to make that decision. But like pretty soon, that's going to start trickling in. And California is apparently saying that they won't open. I think LA already announced they're not opening.
LAUSD, yeah.
LAUSD. I talked to my mom in Ohio. She said they're planning to reopen on time and preparing, and just sent out like a 30-page like memo of how to. And it's like,
so what are they saying in terms of when you walk? Like, do students have to wear masks? Teachers have to wear masks?
I didn't ask, but there's a 30-page memo that went out about all of the precautions and the details.
I would love to see that.
I know they're not the NFL, so I know they're not testing every day. You're not contact tracing.
Yeah.
There's just no way. There's no way. You're talking about next month.
Yeah, I think school is, in my opinion, if we were going to spend, I had a really interesting anecdote. Like, we're spending so much money on making sure the economic impact of Corona is minimalized, but we're not spending enough money on actually fighting the virus. So the fighting the virus could be providing everyone with proper equipment, contact tracing. Obviously, there's plenty of people working on vaccines and treatments and whatever. But like, we're more concerned about, let's not make sure the economy is fine and just dump as much money to make sure the economy is fine. And the analogy was, if we were going to war, we wouldn't be giving everyone a check. We'd be loading up on missiles to bomb the shit out of everyone. So we're not actually solving the problem. We just want to make sure the stock market doesn't go down.
So if you just look at what the NBA is doing, they've decided that the Oura Ring is critical and every player has to wear it.
Yeah.
There should be an Oura Ring for everyone in the country.
Yeah.
The government should just be shipping Oura Rings to everyone.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But here's the thing. Think about all the privacy issues that the average citizen
They won't wear a mask. They're definitely not wearing.
Yeah, you think
Zero
wear a
chance.
ring that tracks your movements?
You're right. No, dude, that's essentially what this is, this little fitness tracker.
Yeah.
And the whole thing about it is that every night it tracks your respiratory rate. So when you wake up in the morning, you see it. And one of the earliest signs of COVID, even sometimes before you feel symptoms, is your respiratory rate going up in your sleep because there's some obstruction in your lungs.
Sure.
But similar
Is that
thing.
an Apple Watch? What are you wearing?
No, it's called a Whoop.
Oh, Whoop. Yeah.
Whoop
So
strap.
it's similar to the Oura Ring, right?
Yeah, it's all the
It
same.
is.
And
They buy a lot of podcast ads.
that's, I think, where I got converted. Like every podcast I listen to does a Whoop ad. But it is helpful in that sense, but there's no way. I mean, I was going to say to your point, like, to me, there's step 3, which is fix the economy. Step 2 is fight the actual infection. And step 1 is just prevent it from even spreading.
Yeah.
And we just mow over 1 and 2.
Yeah.
That's because the administration does not believe the virus is real. So all they're focused on is the stock market, not actually battling the virus.
I don't want him to die, but I think the best thing that can happen is Trump to get this thing. You just got to Boris Johnson him.
Yeah.
Boris was exactly like Trump, and he came out and said,
But
never
they're
mind.
protecting him. They're testing him every day. Everyone around Trump is being tested. They treat Trump like, like you're supposed to.
Like there's a real virus.
There's a real virus.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to get near him unless you've been tested.
He's got to get it.
Yeah, when he's shaking hands on TV and this and that person's been tested 6 times.
Yes.
The best thing that could happen is he's got to get it.
Yeah. It's just impossible for him to get it at this point. Okay. Unless he just rolls up into Mar-a-Lago unannounced.
It could happen. What about unemployment? What's going on with the what would you call it? Like the honeymoon that is unemployment at the moment.
So the real challenge is in most states, at the end of July, the extra unemployment benefits go away.
Got it.
So, all
Bad
those
news.
people that
What's
were
the extra 600?
Yeah, a week.
And more for families, right?
I believe so. Yeah. I don't know the exact deal, but what that was a huge reason why there was so much liquidity in the market, why consumption was hardly down. You saw people spending money still and had the confidence to spend money because they were getting, in some cases, people were making more money than they were previously employed. Now, those are set to expire. So they are negotiating a stimulus package, round 2. There's a lot of caveats to it. And one of them is like Trump administration wants payroll tax cut, which obviously is great for us because love a good payroll tax cut. But everyone's like, what does that do for the average person? Not a damn thing. It's not like if we save between, I think, state and federal, call it 10%, you're going to give it to employees. That's not what's going to happen. So it's just going to go in companies' pockets. Then they're talking about how to handle all the benefits that are going to expire across the next couple of months. I think, and this is, I was talking to someone about this, is that they just drag this out, screw everyone, August, September, like the Republican Senate does not budge and just said refuses to pass anything, make everyone suffer, stock market suffers, unemployment suffers, hit everyone with a beautiful stimulus package, October, sail into the election. Yeah, big package. Big package.
We're going to get to it, but the Trump interview with Chris Wallace on Fox, he said, beautiful world wars. Yeah. Beautiful world wars.
Yeah,
that's what
beautiful.
He said that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's why I picked up beautiful.
He's definitely going to try. I mean, they're either going to keep extending it all the way through somehow.
I don't think you get the impact. You got to let people sweat a little.
I just don't think he can take that sweat. I don't think he can take 2 months of the economy.
Yeah, because he's already getting crushed in the polls.
I know. So I think if I'm him, strategy-wise, fuck it. Let the stock market collapse, okay?
Yeah.
August, September, collapse. Let it get ugly. And then let Uncle Trump come to the rescue and say, you know what?
Grandpa Trump.
It depends how old you are.
He's 75.
True. A lot of his followers, he's uncle.
He's uncle. Could be brother.
Brother Trump.
Yeah, Brother Trump comes on November 1st. You get your second stimulus check.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what? You're going to have a nice Christmas because of me.
I just don't think he has
Trump
the heart.
just dropped $20K in everyone's pockets in October.
That's what I'm saying. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's what he should
do. In August, they're gonna fuck everyone in August and September. It's going to be a disaster. This is my prediction. Complete, utter disaster in August, September. Stock market, unemployment, consumer spending. Uncle Trump comes in October 1. Fatty check for everybody.
Might be too late. Let's see.
We'll see. Yeah, I just don't think he has the stomach for it.
We live in a society that's very short term.
Yeah.
I would even push it to November 1st.
But Trump is short term too.
No, but mail-in ballots, right?
So then October 1st.
Yeah.
October 1st, if all of a sudden 10K shows up in your bank account, you're going to vote for the guy.
I agree. That's true. I just don't think I don't think he can take it. He's short term too.
My vote.
1 week. Yeah.
We're not.
He has your
Wisconsin
vote anyway,
ticket.
Pete.
Might be canceled.
We know you're voting for him anyway. Shut up. Okay.
Gingers for Trump.
Gingers for Trump. I'm the party leader.
Let's talk about Chris Wallace. So what happened? Chris Wallace is a Fox News.
He's like a big host on. There's a Sunday morning show there.
And there was once upon a time when Fox News and Donald Trump were absolute lovers. Simpatico. What happened that Trump, why is Trump even exposing himself to this level of a hostile interview?
Chris Wallace on Fox News actually fucking pushed him.
He went after him.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
He was not.
They argued over a fucking IQ test or something?
I mean, they were arguing over everything. Everything from, he would, in the middle of the interview, he got so flustered about mortality rates. He was like, Kaylee, you have the mortality rates. Trump just flips over a chart and goes, look at these charts. And then Chris Wallace, they edited and goes, well, that's not accurate. That's not truly accurate. And show that he took off half the countries off the chart so that it compared to the countries he wanted to compare
This is when Roger Ailes is no longer running the network.
Yeah.
They're running amok over there at Fox News.
Running a fucking amok. They're almost getting back to logical thinking a little.
The best exchange, I mean, there were so many good exchanges. My favorite was he was talking about how he aced the cognitive test.
Yep.
And it was so amazing. And then Chris Wallace goes, one of the questions was, what is this? And it was a picture of an elephant. Like, can you identify what an elephant was?
Yeah.
And then he's like, the questions got harder. You couldn't answer the questions.
I read the transcript and he's like, I bet you couldn't answer the last 5 questions. He's like, the last question was count backwards from 100 by sevens. And, and then Trump's like, you couldn't. And it says
93.
93. Man, what is he? He can't take these risks.
No.
He needs to stick to QAnon and Alex
Yes,
Jones.
this isn't your old Fox, man. Roger's gone.
Yeah.
I can't believe Fox. I mean, what is the so Fox is a private corporation for profit.
Yep.
They're making the clear decision to go after Trump.
Yeah.
It's a business decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not ideological.
Because you know why? I think if I'm running Fox News, you're like, this guy's not going to get reelected, and fuck it.
Yeah, get in early.
Because you're gonna lose if you start kind of looking like you're poking.
Yeah.
Like they got me to sit and watch a Chris Wallace interview because I heard he went after Trump.
I
watched
can't
it.
wait to watch it right when I get home.
Yeah, I mean, like then all of a sudden you're making the business decision. Lachlan, I think that's the kid's name, Rupert Murdoch's son that runs Fox.
a bunch of Australians, right?
Yeah.
Lachlan
dictating
Just
America.
fucked our country up. Man, we got fucked by China and TikTok and Russia and hacking and the Murdochs and Fox.
So I agree. I think that they want to get in early on the shift and say, look,
They're hedging right now.
yeah,
They're hedging because you're going to have Laura Ingraham run
Yeah.
her dialogue, Tucker
Yeah.
Carlson run her dialogue,
That's
his
true.
dialogue.
'Cause you
And
could
they're
go
like,
either
we're going
way.
to sprinkle Chris Wallace just to be like, just in case he loses.
Yeah.
and then Chris Wallace is the face of the network.
But Chris
Yeah.
Wallace going head to head with Donald Trump is like a pretty big bet,
yeah,
you know?
And then that was the same interview that he said, grab the charter because he got so flustered with the questions.
yeah,
It's like, call the charter.
yeah.
And John Favreau from Pod Save America said that's Trump 2020's campaign slogan.
Well, his buddy Roger Stone also
Yeah.
hit the radio
the-
circuit this week or today.
So he's
actually.
fresh off a pardon and back in the media?
So he went on a black radio show host called Morris O'Kelly, the Mo Kelly Show, and under his breath during kind of like heated discussion, Roger Stone said, "I don't really feel like arguing with this Negro."
I heard the audio. It's very clear.
Yeah,
No, not up for debate.
There's no debate about it. He said it. He was probably saying it to whoever his handler was that was setting up the interview. It is unmistaken that he said it. Like, you cannot debate it. It's so damn clear.
It's like, bro, you just got pardoned. Like, chill the fuck out.
But how do you say, if you're willing to say that when you're being recorded,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
are you saying in private?
He's a psychopath. He's a psycho.
yeah.
I mean, we all watched the documentary. If you throw that and then sprinkle on that he's like really, really racist, like in 2020, even to use the word Negro in 2020,
It's insane.
and to say out loud, I don't
Fresh
want to
off of like millions of people protesting for Black Lives
Let's
Matter.
talk about tone deaf.
Yeah.
You know, read the room, buddy.
I know, but like that's their playbook. That's who they are as people. That's why Trump acts the way he acts. Trump isn't smart enough to develop his own opinions. He's obviously, between his daddy, who was a Klan member, and Roger Stone and people like this, he developed his ideology from these people.
And the thing, their biggest miss, because we all know they're racist, is that the sentiment in the country changed. Whether they want to accept it or not, it's not cool to be racist. It was cool in 2016 to be racist.
Very cool.
Yeah.
A brought out like, oh yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's Drew Brees apologizing. Roger Goodell saying Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
These were the same people, not Brees, Goodell,
Yeah.
that were like, not in my league.
Yeah. Kick that son of a bitch off the field. You got it, Donald. Gladly.
Yeah.
The sentiment's changed.
Yeah.
I
And
agree.
now you have like the silent majority that they think it's the silent minority.
Yeah.
There's still, I'm sure, 30% of the countries that's blatantly racist, but it's 30. It's no longer 50.
Yeah. 30 doesn't get you elected.
Well, that's great news. I mean, think about how good that feel. I mean, let's all keep our fingers crossed for November. But like, if that's the truth, I think all of the like, I mean, it felt horrible in 2016 to realize that such a big part of the country was this dumb or this racist or this stuck in the past.
Yeah.
So if that is really changing, then that's incredible news. And those guys just cannot. What blows my mind is how, whether you liked it or not, genius those guys were in getting him elected.
Yeah.
But their complete inability, even if you're just speaking business and you're just speaking winning, losing, their inability to change or pivot or switch up their, you know what I'm saying? You can't evolve. It's just, it worked for that moment and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like just a random story, but I was walking by the Israeli spot down the street that has outdoor seating to pick up food nearby. And there was a group of old men, definitely immigrants, don't know what culture. And they were having an open discussion about Black rights and Black Lives Matter. And I overheard it while I was walking. And I kind of lingered around pretending I was on my phone to like hear what they were talking about. And I was like, that would never have happened 4 months ago.
Like in a positive tone?
Yeah, in a positive tone.
Oh, okay. I was worried.
No. I mean, you're in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying,
Black
these are rights too.
Yeah.
No, but it was like shocking.
Yeah.
You never would hear that.
I agree.
Yeah.
That was, I think you posted the quote from
John Lewis?
Yes. When he described, because that would be my number one question to him is how he feels about what just happened here with all those marches and stuff. And him saying that it looks so much more diverse and so much bigger and it is so much different and so much more promising than, the 60s or whatever, is cool. And I definitely feel that. I think through all the BS, that's the positive of all that stuff.
Right.
You know?
Agreed.
Okay, what's going on with Ruth Bader Ginsburg? She's sick again. What's happening?
Cancer's back. She was hospitalized. I don't really have much more data than that, but she's 87 years old. They said the treatment is working and that she's fully able to continue her post. So for those that don't realize, this is the most important person on earth, if you have common sense, to keep alive.
Yeah.
This is more than Maxwell, because if she dies before the election, then they will try to rush another justice. So they'll have, just enormous control over the Supreme Court, which is really, really scary for the country. We're seeing these landmark cases come up often. And so far, they've actually been handled pretty objectively. So I think that's encouraging. But, I like to drink beer, scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
He's a clown.
Clarence Thomas, another clown.
Yeah.
Like those two, they get another buddy up there.
Yeah. It's not good.
Like she just has to stay alive. Like whatever we have to do to keep, the best doctors in the world need to be working on her to make sure she's healthy and lives a nice, long, healthy life.
I agree.
Because it could be
how
scary.
they protect informants in hospitals with FBI guards?
Yeah, we need that. We need that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll keep updated on it.
Yeah.
All right, good time to break for ads. Pete, take it away.
All right, guys, welcome back to the ad portion of this podcast. If you're new here, let me introduce myself. I'm your boy, Pete, and I read the ads. Why? Because everybody else is too damn busy around here to do it. So I'm here to bring you today's sponsor, the one and only Raycon. Raycon, whether you're working from home or working on your fitness, you want to be listening to what you want to be listening to. Not what your kids are doing, not the rest of the office, not the rest of any of the other stuff going on around you. You want to hear what's in your ears. Everyone needs a great pair of wireless earbuds, but before you go dropping hundreds of dollars on a pair, you need to check out wireless earbuds from Raycon. You already know Raycon earbuds start at about half the price of any other premium wireless earbuds on the market, and that they sound just as amazing as other top audio brands you know. Their newest model, the Everyday E25 earbuds, are their best ones yet. With 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and more compact design that give you a nice noise isolating fit. Raycon's wireless earbuds are so comfortable. Perfect for conference calls or binging podcasts. Crazy how that got worked in because we're on a podcast. This is a podcast. I'm talking about listening on podcasts. You get the tie-in here. Unlike some of your other wireless options, Raycon earbuds are both stylish and discreet, with no dangling wires or stems to distract anyone during video calls. Celebrities like Snoop Dogg are obsessed with Raycons. Pick up a pair and see what the hype is all about. Now is the time to get the latest and greatest from Raycon. Get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/group. That's buyraycon.com/group for 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds. Buy Raycon, RAYCON.com/group. Now we get back to the episode and the important guys that make all the big bucks while I just read your words. Okay, I'm sorry I got so upset. It's been a long, you guys get it. Okay. Back to the episode.
Okay, great work, Pete.
Thanks.
Yeah, man. Did you guys see this story about Meg Thee Stallion, the Savage, classy bougie ratchet, was apparently shot while stepping out of a SUV
At a party.
Seems like Kylie was involved.
Seems like Kylie was oddly involved. The police pulled her out of the car or whatever. You could see the blood on the ground. That already is really confusing. But apparently the even more confusing part is that she was shot by Tory Lanez, allegedly, as she demanded to be let out of the car. In the foot. So,
I mean,
The bullet actually hit the foot.
I don't know.
I know she got shot at.
But I don't believe that if she got shot in the foot, she'd be able to stand. You could see her on video standing while the cops were directing her.
Could have grazed you.
She was like limping, wasn't she?
I thought it said multiple times. Yeah, but shot? A girl shot in the foot?
Tory Lanez shot one of the biggest female stars and is just walking around.
And Tory Lanez himself,
get it.
I feel like, I'm not the young kids, but he was one of the biggest winners of quarantine, right?
Yeah, Quarantine Radio on Instagram Live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's on a hot record with that What's Poppin' kid.
Yeah, Jack Harlow.
Jack Harlow.
I don't know,
mean, you
man.
have to redo the song. You can't have this guy shoot people
No, he just released a music video.
with it.
Yeah.
with
With
it
the
in it.
shooter.
It was like the night after.
So
Or the day
interesting. Tory Lanez is Canadian. You can't shoot American people, get arrested, and
No.
hope to be staying in this country.
No, you can't. And under what circumstances are you shooting a girl in the foot?
Well, in what circumstances is it an accident? He's wielding the gun around and pop.
Yeah.
Or
I mean,
like-
yeah.
He probably, I think clearly was probably some sort of altercation. Well, the rumors are something that he was hitting on Kylie and Megan told him to chill. And then that was one rumor I read.
Isn't he like 5'6"?
Well, that's the other interesting. So I didn't know
Kylie's
that his height
He's
was
so
a
tiny.
big discussion. So
you
all
see that
I've
video?
seen is a bunch of memes with someone shooting, a short person shooting, and it's Tory Lanez.
Yes.
What's even funnier, this thing has so many angles. Daily Mail first posted the story, and I said it to our
How is
friend.
Daily Mail in the UK just breaking everything?
They're the
that's out
biggest
here?
website in the world. They
Yeah,
don't
but
miss
where's
anything.
the
They have employees everywhere.
They got spies.
Yeah. They wrote Tony Lanez
They
when it
did.
first came out.
So they broke the story. They
Yeah.
got that right.
Yeah.
But you don't know the guy's name.
But so I just now call him Tony because he's just Tony's the guy sounds like he shoots people.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's like a soprano.
Tony Montana.
Yeah, Tony. Yeah.
Tony Montana.
Tony shot Megan.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony.
I mean, I just can't wait to see the details that come out about this one. Because
She
what
knows.
in the world?
She's talking about it, but she's not being very specific.
And you're hanging out with Kylie? You got a gun over at Kylie's house? Chill.
Was it in Beverly Hills?
Was it at Kylie's?
I don't know where the shooting was, but there was video of them in the pool, I believe, at Kylie's.
Kylie lives like in Bel
That
Air
night,
or
she lives in
Beverly
Bel
Hills.
Air.
Yeah.
I feel like the Daily UK Mail didn't want to call him Tory because the Tories are like the UK Conservative Party. That's what you call Tories.
Really?
Yeah, so maybe they were like, we'll call him Tony.
Tony.
We're not fucking with our political party.
They don't even want those like Google alerts to be mixed up.
The other interesting about Tory Lanez, which I found very interesting, unrelated, but to the song What's Poppin' on the remix, at the end of his verse, he just yells, Canada! Is that cool?
He does?
Yes.
Why is he so popular? Is his music good?
I actually like his
His
music.
music's
I'm a
good.
fan of his music.
But I feel like he's unusually popular.
I think just right now.
Yeah, he's got
I
a
think
good
just in the news a
personality.
lot.
Yeah.
You know?
So why isn't this bigger news? I feel like
It's pretty
you
big.
really. Oh, it
On
is.
social, it's pretty huge. Everyone's talking about it, but I think it's the only reason why it's not bigger is because it's not confirmed.
Like, remember when Chris Brown got caught beating up Rihanna? It was
the biggest story.
national news.
No, it was global news.
Yeah, it's global news.
Yeah. You're right. You're right in that instance.
This is worse.
I think because it's not
Right?
confirmed.
I
It
mean,
seems so mysterious.
He
and weird.
shot a woman.
He
He was
shot
in
a
a
woman.
supposed accidental shooting, beating a woman.
Because Megan,
For a long-standing
Megan
point of time, it's different.
Megan might be like, I know if I say he intentionally did it, his life is over.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's going to jail if you intentionally shoot somebody. But if he says accident, he may get probation, community service. And so she will always know the real story.
Yeah, I mean, attempted murder.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
what's that
attempted
gonna
murder.
mean?
Yeah.
It's true.
He's toast. And he's Canadian. Canada.
Just go back up north.
Canada.
There. Yeah.
You gotta listen to the song because I listen. It's on my running remix, running playlist, and I'm like, this guy just yells Canada.
Well, there you go, man. Go back.
I guess maybe Drake Bieber. The Raptors won the title. He's just feeling
stop,
cocky.
Man. He's feeling arrogant. I think he can come down here and shoot Americans. Scream Canada.
Did you see there was some meme off of I think he was on Sway in the Morning or something. He was like on this chair rapping, and he gets up from the chair, and his height never changed. So he's legitimately like 5'6".
That's good.
All right,
6 inches.
let's make predictions. In 3 months, does his shooting matter? Is he bigger than ever? What happens?
Shooting doesn't matter at all.
I think because she's gonna cover for him.
Yeah.
Because she knows that like she lived. They can go have a discussion about it, but she knows if she accuses him,
She goes to Red Table Talk. And airs it all out.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Keep
We
the
were in-
momentum
in
going.
Yeah.
entanglement.
yeah.
That's good. Okay, we'll see what happens. All right, next we have a big week of earnings.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I think it's starting to reality's kind of setting in more and more day by day with the outlook of what the rest of the year is going to look like for everyone and all that stuff. What's the big, what should we be looking out for?
So the biggest is Tesla and Microsoft are coming out this week.
Yeah. What's the big number for Tesla?
Does it matter?
Well, I mean, what I mean is, what's the big number to pay attention to?
Nothing.
It's profitability.
It's all going up anyway.
To me,
It's on fire. Don't worry about it.
to me, it's about profitability. I would say that will be their biggest risk. Is that what does their cost structure look like? Are they turning cars fast enough? My guess, Microsoft will have a gangbusters quarter. I mean, their whole business.
So Bomber making a $10 billion this week.
But I think what every big company that's well run is going to do, which is what Netflix did. They obviously missed on some earnings things. They went out and said third quarter is going to be soft. Don't expect anything to continue. I have a feeling every company that's responsibly run is going to say that, which is going to hurt their stock.
Yeah.
But I think it's the right thing to do because you don't have any real clarity on what's going to happen the next 3 months.
Yep.
And so I think the Microsoft CEO will come out and say, look, our business is obviously fine, but there's a tough road ahead. They are going to lose revenue in certain parts of it. Elon Musk is just going to say
He'll say whatever
he wants.
Yeah.
He
He'll
knows
say
how to
full
manipulate the
autonomous driving should be releasing next quarter.
We have autonomous trucks coming out.
I could see him just having fun and tanking the stock too, just out of pure joy.
I mean, he tweeted that it was too high.
Yeah.
At
He's
$1,000 bucks,
psychopath.
And now it's
Yeah.
gone up 50% since then.
Gosh.
So he's a wild card because whatever he says drives the stock. It has nothing to do with the data. Has nothing to do with any of their performance. It's what sentiment he shares. If he's a psychopath, he could go on the call and say, "The stock's way too high, guys. I don't know what you want to. I don't know what you want me to say."
Should we really? We're at 300 billion.
And then the stock goes down 50%.
Yeah.
Which is certainly possible. Or he says, "We've solved four
Everything.
different things that no one ever thought." And
Yeah.
we
He'll
should
probably
be
say both.
Yeah.
It's up to you to decide.
You guys decide if you want to go to stock.
because he doesn't care. It's numbers on a paper for him. His
monopoly.
life's not changing either way.
He's still gonna have his orgies
The orgies are not stopping. No matter how the quarter looks.
as long as the stock is up over $100. The orgies continue.
I mean, he's got so many different bets that this is just one of 4 bets.
Yeah.
SpaceX,
Boring
Boring
Co,
Company,
yeah.
Solar City, this.
Yeah.
shorts.
I'm real
Sure,
curious. I'm real curious what happens there. Just because it could be, you're right. It could be literally anything with Tesla.
It's just he's just like, I'm sure there's $20 billion of shorts on it. I mean, there was an article that 40,000 Robinhood traders the other day drove the stock up, and then it went down that day. So I mean, this is the Robin Hood Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Tesla.
This
earnings.
is the epitome of Robin Hood. Rich are shorting, poor people are buying.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to steal from the rich and give to the poor. And it's working so far.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. I can't wait to. They're like throughout the week, obviously at different. So probably throughout the week we'll have our updates.
Yeah.
Okay. Zoom. So one of the companies that obviously, big time quarantine work from home is perfect for a company like Zoom. They have decided to go in the direction of hardware. So what is this? Is it cameras for your computer? Is it its own standalone device like that Facebook portal thing? Like what are they releasing?
So it's an all-in-one device that is built with 3 built-in wide-angle cameras, an 8 microphone array, and a touchscreen display that you can use for presentations, whiteboarding, and annotation. So it's kind of like what they feel is the perfect product to use Zoom on. I love it.
So you just get better video and audio quality really is the thing.
I think it's probably thought, like no one was really thinking about video being this prevalent. Like people who had video conferencing were big companies with those like really like, I don't know, just old technology sitting in a conference room. You remember we'd go to meetings, it was like impossible to get video conferencing.
Yeah.
No one had video conferencing at home unless, that was what you were into.
Yep.
So I think what Zoom is doing, the product just has to look and feel right. Because that I think does matter because going inside people's houses, like even with the Alexa and the Sonos and like these devices just look pretty.
Yeah.
But I think as long as the device looks cool, this should be a home run.
The hard part for me though is do you think enough people will pay for the added device when you can get, essentially the full experience on a computer?
We have to see what the experience looks like with having this equipment.
So what's interesting about Zoom, which I didn't know. So Ben Thompson, who's the biggest tech writer, he does a subscription and everyone pays for it that's in Silicon Valley that follows tech. He wrote this whole article last week about TikTok and does this very big deep dive on why ultimately it should be banned in the US because of data controls. And then he quietly in the last paragraph, one of the last paragraphs says, and Zoom should be banned too because the bulk of their engineering is in China.
Really?
Oh, it really is?
Yes, it's an American company, but the bulk of the engineering is in China.
Who said that? Wasn't it India who said that?
India said it was a Chinese company, and then he came out and said, no, I'm Chinese, not our engineering.
Maybe they're right.
But if the bulk of the engineering of Zoom is in China, that means they know what every corporation in America is doing, period, full stop.
Ban it, fuck this hardware.
Every goddamn company's on fucking Zoom.
So you know everything.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm done with
We're
Zoom.
such a joke.
All right, Zoom's over. Back to phone calls.
Yeah.
Who wants to Zoom? Call me.
I'll be honest, I kind of miss phone calls.
I've been calling people recently.
I've been moving some of my Zooms to phone calls.
And by the way, I don't even actually use Zoom.
You turn your video off. You do Google Meets.
Google Hangout.
But do you talk on the phone or you do video?
Most of the time, I don't have video.
I'd rather have Americans spying on us than the Chinese spying.
I want my own damn people to know everything about me, not some Chinese people.
Me too. Canada
Canada
can have it.
But how are we just this careless? Zoom is every corporation in the US is Zooming all fucking day.
Yeah.
No, big companies are not Zooming.
What are they doing?
They have Blue Jean.
Cisco telepresence?
WebEx, like all these different companies. Literally every time I have a meeting,
So fine, every small business is exposed to China.
Yes.
Everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time I have a meeting, someone hits me with a new video conference service. I was like, how is there like this many people doing the same fucking thing?
Think about how many people can get canceled that are Zoom, because all podcasts are essentially Zooms.
Yeah.
Before you start recording versus after that's caught on the Zoom.
A lot of Roger Stones happening.
They could cancel like 150 people tomorrow.
150 million.
No, I'm saying celebrities.
Celebrities and podcasters. Oh man. Okay. Well, shit. I don't know, but
I like
hopefully
the
their
product.
hardware is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck. We
Fuck
just
it,
kind
what
of.
else can we give to China?
Well, then
Yeah.
it's all more of a reason.
I think this is the genius of China. They're distracting us with TikTok. They're like, go ahead, ban you dancing idiots, but we have your
Zoom, which is way worse.
Oh,
way
Can we
worse.
just do a run through of like all the companies that are backed by China and or mainly in China?
Because here's
Should
the
we get this shit
problem
over
is
with?
that now a reporter actually dug deep. Forget TikTok, but like Zoom had this issue. We talked about it in India, right? Where they were telling everyone it's a Chinese company. Zoom's actually an American company. But now when you peel the onion, the more you peel an onion,
It stinks.
it stinks.
Thanks.
Zoom
Sometimes
stinks.
it makes you cry.
Yes.
Makes you start crying.
I mean, how can you, like, from a hardware perspective, if that hardware is not manufactured in America, what level of comfort do you have?
It's not going to be. It's going to be manufactured in Taiwan and China. China.
China.
The People's Republic of
They're just
China.
beating us at everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there we go. Another. Damn it.
They're so good.
Okay. You want to talk about the only thing creepier than everything being made in China and them having all of our information? This story. I'm going to be honest to the listeners. You guys just told me about this. I didn't even know about this.
This is big news.
This CEO of a tech company in New York was murdered. And it was this really gruesome, crazy murder. I'll let you guys tell the details because you know it better than I do. But it's looking like the person who did it is possibly his 21-year-old assistant. Pete, have you ever thought about murdering D
Yes, a couple times a day.
and like draining his blood and stuff?
I wouldn't go
Dismembering all my body parts.
that far. No.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay, that's good to know. That's you know, you should ask that with the raise.
Yeah.
How often do you think about murdering me? What happened here?
So this guy who runs a ride-sharing motorcycle company in Nigeria, living in New York City, was found like literally chopped up in his New York City apartment. And people were like, what the hell just happened? He's 33 years old, I believe. He lived in like a really nice building. And finally, like some information came out. There was like rumors that maybe potentially one of his rivals did it in Nigeria. But, you know, how's that possible? They're in Nigeria. Then you start hearing rumors about his assistant. His assistant actually gets arrested, 21-year-old man. Apparently, there was some talk of him stealing $100,000, the assistant. That's like what's now being kind of discovered. And the aunt of the now arrested suspect says that like this guy's deranged. And so it could be him. We don't have enough details, but like the body was like dismembered. This is insane.
Yeah, the tricky part of all of this is that how is this 21-year-old a trained assassin? Seems like a cover-up.
Yeah, that's also
Yeah.
a little fishy. Like drained his blood and like some.
You had to have done this before. This
Yeah.
isn't your first rodeo if you're doing it this way.
That's true.
Yeah, we need some answers here.
This is where I think we need a good old conspiracy Reddit.
We'll see what Twitter's saying.
I mean, this is a crazy story.
And you're doing it in the middle of Manhattan, so you're going to get caught.
Yeah.
Manhattan is surveilled.
Yeah.
There's every corner block is on camera.
yeah.
And this guy lived in a building, you said? Like a
Yeah.
Yeah, like a
I'm sure it was,
condo.
It was a $2.2 million apartment, so I'm assuming it had a doorman.
Yeah, but how do you not make any noise? Like no one complained? Hey, there's a man being slaughtered next door, I think.
Yeah. This is so nuts.
Yeah,
Okay.
unless they drugged him first, I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll see. This is another one that we have to remember to keep updated on because I'm really curious here.
Or they're just not going to care because it was someone who was born in Saudi Arabia in a Nigerian company.
Yeah.
And we never hear about it again.
That's possible too. I just want to know how this kid learned how to dismember and drain the blood of someone. Like, can you Google that these days?
Yeah.
Is that on the dark web?
I'm sure it
I
is.
feel like it's on most like killer TV shows too.
Yeah, but like step by step. I think.
You have to have done it once.
Like, have you ever
This
watched
your
like a
first
cooking
rodeo.
show and then go try to make what they made? It's really hard. I just don't think if you watched like a crime show and then tried to go accomplish it, I don't think you'd be able to. I think it'd be a mess. And you'd be like,
We
well,
should test this theory
This was my
out.
first try.
Yeah, we should try this out.
Okay. Go ahead. Good luck.
Good luck.
Okay, and then last but not least, there's this story, and right up your guys' alley because it's a USC person. I'm guessing this is something we can probably. All I see is Qatar, Royal, USC. So I'm guessing this must be something that we're proud of as all of us as former Trojans.
Yeah, it's an article about USC taking in Qatari refugees to help the
That's
community.
great.
It's amazing, right?
That's so good.
Too bad that's not the case.
What happened?
Anand, take it away. The royal family.
Royal family, this gentleman came to LA wanting to get higher education because we have the greatest universities of all the land.
That we do.
So he originally went to UCLA,
Okay.
and they basically were like, here's the deal. He's not going to go to class. We're going to donate money. We're going to pay for everything. Just give him a degree. UCLA said, no, we do not do that. So he
Good for
went
them.
10 miles down the road to another institution.
And
Come
they
on
said,
down.
USC said,
make the check out to,
whatever you want.
oh my God. It's one of those?
Yes.
So this guy,
And it was under the disguise that they would eventually donate. And apparently they never actually donated the money.
Really?
So the president of USC, and the delegation went over to Qatar thinking that they're going to get this big contribution. It was part of the $6 billion endowment raise, and they never wrote the check.
and he was living at
Never, ever.
No, there was never this big pot
my
of
gosh.
gold.
So he just finessed them.
yeah.
And what were you saying, Dee?
He was living at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel.
Okay.
He had a fleet of supercars. He got buddied up with Scott Disick,
Ooh.
the Lord.
The Lord Disick, also royalty.
Yeah, of course. The only other royal we have.
Calabasas.
This is pre Meghan Markle.
Yes.
He started at LA Mission College and then boom, transferred over to USC. The prince made the dean's list.
Yeah.
At
That's
USC?
amazing. Yeah.
Not going to class.
And apparently during this time, during finals times, he was photographed all over the world partying. Great pictures of him. You should check out the article on Daily
wanna
Mail,
see the
LA
pictures.
Times. Either with tigers, he's on a horse in the middle of the ocean, which is, I don't even know how you do that. Jet skiing, the biggest fish I've ever seen, he's apparently caught. Jet skiing looks great. And it's funny enough, we asked our buddies over at Hwood, he frequented Delilah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Got
why
into
not?
a few altercations there. Not a well-liked guy.
Oh no.
Wow.
So I don't understand what USC So this one got exposed, right? So do you understand how many deals like this are going down?
Especially when you actually write the check.
Yes.
These guys just got away with this with the illusion that this big check was coming.
So what do you think the purpose of this kid even getting a degree was?
Because
No,
USC just has no moral compass. They're like, just in
No,
case.
what is it for him? It's
Oh,
like,
to go show his family and stuff.
Yeah, the family's like, go get a master's. So he's like, okay, I'm going to go to LA. Why not? I'll be friends with the Lord.
Yeah, the
the Lord,
stories
yeah.
like the butlers of his were in $600 a night rooms at the Beverly Wilshire for years. Wouldn't you want to be a butler?
I'd love to be his butler.
Oh
I'm
my
sure there's some
gosh.
questionable things happening.
It's
with this
fine.
butler.
I can turn a
I
blind
can't
eye.
even
Big
imagine if you had a tell-all from 4 hotels in LA. The Four Seasons, Peninsula, both Four Seasons.
Oh, yeah.
Peninsula and Beverly Hills Hotel.
I'd rather have a tell-all from USC rich kids. That's way better.
But you
I
get
just-
the global feel of, imagine what's going on in the Beverly Hills Hotel.
Oh, I mean, that place has demons.
Yeah.
Demons.
Big time.
I mean, I get nervous sometimes walking in some of those hotels because I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I agree.
You think
USC
you
just
walk out
cannot.
dead or something?
You think
What?
What are you fearful of?
No, I'm just saying, like, those places, the people that go hole up at the Beverly Hills Hotel
Yeah.
for a month are usually disgusting people.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, oh, this great citizen of ours.
He's philanthropist.
Philanthropist that has helped humanity. It's not like, John Lewis
Yeah, you don't stay there.
There's
John
got to be
Lewis.
some manager there that's been there for 30 years.
That's the craziest stories.
Insane.
Yeah.
That's the book I want.
I mean, just being in LA, we hear stories when like Saudi royals come, they take over floors, get rid of all the furniture, bring their own furniture, and say this all needs to be fixed. Like, that's a very common thing.
Yeah,
and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, especially at Beverly Wilshire, which ends at Rodeo Drive. Yeah, like we'll go have drinks there, and I'm like, what the hell is going on in here right now? It's just madness.
Yeah, the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. For people who don't know, it's Wilshire and Rodeo.
That was the hotel in Pretty Woman, right?
Yes.
You go into the lobby or the outdoor to have drinks, you do not feel like you're in USA.
No.
It feels...
I don't know if I've ever been there for drinks.
Because it feels like Kuwait.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
That's what it feels like. Yeah. It does.
Okay. Well, yeah. Definitely a creepy hotbed, we'll say. But USC just can't win.
No.
I can't believe, like, how do you just get these big just L's? And I also feel like once people start dogpiling on, then you really can't win.
Yeah. What's that series with, like, with all the corrupt stories? Wells Fargo, Trump.
The Netflix.
Dirty Money?
Dirty Money.
Yep.
USC, they can have 10 seasons of Dirty Money and just USC.
Yeah.
This is the longest running series ever.
Because we have domestic and international crooks attending our university.
Yeah.
It's wild.
You could literally do like the Western United States Dirty Money of USC, the Eastern, the South.
Like, I wonder if it's known in those circles USC is one of the, like, just the place you go.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's like just good enough, but not that good of a school.
Yeah. And like, oh yeah, talk to blah, blah, blah. They're down with the fuckery. Fight on, guys.
Yeah, fight on.
Okay. All right. That's all we got.
Yeah. R.I.P. John Lewis.
R.I.P. John Lewis. Yeah, we lost a real legend.
Those that don't know, really interesting story. He was a congressperson in Georgia for 33 years, but he was on the March on Washington with Martin Luther King. He was front line at Selma. Mm-hmm. Incredible life. He has a great documentary on, I think it's Netflix.
I gotta watch that. I haven't watched it.
Yeah, Good Trouble. But yeah, incredible life. He kind of lived a really full life. Sad that he couldn't see Trump go out of office, but
good that he saw the new wave of all these protests, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he originally in the 60s was part of the protests in Selma, Alabama.
Yeah.
That was for the voting rights, and he was beaten on television like it was recorded.
Yeah.
And then 8 days later, Lyndon Johnson had to give equal voting rights. And then obviously he got to live at least to see the recent protests and was super...
It's crazy that like he was 23 at that time, I think, when all that was happening. I mean, 50 plus odd years, they're still kind of fighting for the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so crazy.
But yeah, he's definitely what everyone should be modeling the next movement after.
Yeah, he's the real deal.
Yeah.
Okay, well, rest in peace.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. The Modern Prescription team just got here. Looks like it's time for us to switch out.
Yeah. We're getting kicked out of our own podcast.
Yeah.
Look, you guys are old news, okay?
I know, man. Jeez, these guys are really solving problems. Okay, make sure you tune into that anywhere where Group Chat is, Modern Prescription. Hit us up on Instagram at Group Chat Pod. Leave us a rating and review if you really like us on iTunes or the podcast app on your phone. Check out our newsletter and our articles at melrosestreetjournal.com. And of course, last but never least, make sure you check out Pete and Taylor on Behind Closed Doors on Instagram TV and YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday.
We have some exciting stuff coming too. Wait, we can't reveal it right now, but...
Taylor's got corona.
No, well, we already knew that. Content stuff.
Okay. All right, well, we're ready.
Okay.
That's it. Everyone have a great week. Thank you. God bless America.